and welcome back to another episode of Alaka'i, the podcast. I'm your host, Eli Hadley. Today I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts, Hadley Wurtz and Lexi Langley. How are you guys doing?
So good.
Yeah, so good.
Awesome. It's good to hear. Good to hear. We're all tired today, but we're very excited that we get this opportunity to talk to two very good friends who were on the show with us today. So as we all know that BYU-Hawaii as an institution brings people from all over the world. Over 70 countries are represented. And this provides a great opportunity for people to meet other people from other countries, which leads to many intercultural marriages. And today we have two very good people here who know what it's like to be in an intercultural marriage. So we have our friends Rahul and Esther. How are y'all doing today?
Good. Tired. Good.
Tired, good?
Good, tired, but good.
That's the way to be. That's the way to be. Well, awesome. Well, I'll turn the time over to the two of you. If you could both introduce yourself and tell us where you're from, that'd be awesome. Start from there.
Rahul, go first.
Okay, I'm Rahul and I'm from India.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing here film and art as an interdisciplinary major.
So cool.
And we've been married like for almost
2.5.
Yeah,
Almost
2.5.
Almost.
Almost
Say
2.5 years. And we have a baby that's 10 months old. Yeah, we'll both graduate next semester.
Nice. What's your baby's name again?
Mahalakshmi.
Cute. And then you, Esther, where are you from?
I'm from Taiwan. My Chinese name is Zhang Zhiyun, and I study. Why you shake your head? I study visual art, painting.
Very cool. Y'all are an artistic couple, aren't you?
Oh yeah, well, I like visual stuff.
That's awesome.
So cool. And how did so you said you got married 2.5 years ago? Did you guys meet?
Almost
2.5 years. Almost 2.5 years. How did you two end up meeting? Was it through art or through something else?
We are volunteer for the new student rotation in 2020.
Oh
wow.
Winter.
Wow.
So it's the beginning of 2020.
It's on the first day of Jan 2020.
Wow. First day of the year. Kicking it off right.
It's easy to count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then he asked me out first at the end of at the end of that week. So on Sunday, after 7 days, we will have our first date. But the next day, he came to my workplace and asked me for lunch. And then at night, he asked me out again.
She works in the caf, so I can't avoid her. You know, she's at the cash counter. When you go, she's the first person you see.
Yeah, but you don't need to ask me out at night.
Okay.
Convenient for everyone.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He was so excited.
So before the Sunday date, we already been out for 6 dates.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So Sunday date is 7 date.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we just continue dating.
Yeah, and I think we met like every single day, like that all year. We're just doing homework or like we're meeting like for food or like something.
Yeah, every time we don't want to meet, we have something come out to meet.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so first we just kind of want to ask you guys a little bit about your life being in a intercultural, ethnically diverse marriage. So first, when you guys were dating and even in your marriage, were there ever some maybe communication things you had to overcome, like because of, being in an intercultural relationship?
The culture is fine, but the language is hard.
Yeah.
Because I don't English is my second language.
Okay.
Chinese is my first language, and Telugu is his first language. So I always mess up in English terms. And when I mean something like this, but it's actually different thing. You can give an example. Okay, it's just funny examples. Sometimes I say mouse is red.
Oh, like a
Give me the
computer
red.
mouse. That's
Oh,
funny.
give me the
like
mouse.
you mean like the computer mouse, but you'll say
Yeah.
rat.
Give me the red. Or like marshmallow. Yeah, something like that. But English is not influence for me.
So it's more the actual language
Like
barrier.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Cultural wise is okay because we're both from Asia, so we know Asian
That's
culture.
true.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think like Asia has like a lot of similarities in culture, like respecting parents and like being scared of parents. Even though you're like 30 or 40-year-old, like you still like, you take their parents' decision. And I think like maybe in America, like they still take parents' opinion, but at the end they do what they like. But like sometimes, like not all the time, but mostly in Asia, like even though they don't like, they do it because the parents told them to do, even though they're like adults and like
Wow.
when they make any decision. And so many other similarities like in Asia.
The spices we use, even I'm from Taiwan, we still use similar spices,
Oh, wow.
just in different form.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Okay, so like as far as when y'all were dating and like your marriage goes, with language being like probably one of the biggest like struggles I guess you guys maybe had, how did you go about like communicating that to each other, and like what would you say was like the biggest help for that with you guys?
Facial expression. And also like because we understand each other's culture well, so basically the feeling when you say something, even you cannot express in an exact word, but you can use your facial expression to express, or just search.
Yeah.
Yeah, just type in your language and search in English for. His English is better than mine, so he can understand more when I want to express.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, it's not that my English is better. It's just I watched a lot of like English movies or series, so I understand like some terms like they use. That's it. And and I think like communication barrier, it's only before marriage, I think, because when you're dating, you pretty much like know cultural differences like food or like some basic stuff. So I don't think there's any problem with that. Like after marriage, it'll be almost like the same. And actually it's better, like after marriage you feel better, but if you have kids it gets harder.
Yeah.
Kind of. Well, continue. Yeah. Sorry.
Because it's hard to find like time for yourself when you have like baby, like individual time. Like before, when you're dating or even like after you're married, if your spouse is like working or doing something, you have all your personal time, right? But like now your spouse is like busy and like you're busy with the baby, but like the spouse might think you're free, but you're not. You're with the baby. That's also like a little bit stressful.
You're never
sometimes.
free.
Yeah.
Once you have babies, you're never free.
And then-
Especially when they're so young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything that is like very majorly different about your cultures, or not really?
Majorly different is food.
Food.
Okay.
The way we cook food is so different. So in Taiwan, there are so many different variety of food: Thai food, Japanese, American, Taiwanese, just a lot of different kind, Chinese, and some Indians too. But India has mainly Indian food and a lot of spices inside. I don't eat a lot of spice, so when I try his food, it's hard for me to adjust. But now I'm slowly adjusted to it.
Yeah.
I don't like to less spice.
Yeah.
Because that's like a big way people connect too, is like over meals, and so that's probably something you figured out pretty early on.
Yeah, but like in the beginning she never like hate any spice at all, like zero tolerance. Like she's like maybe even like last year, but like from few months like she started eating spicy food, because the baby can eat spicy food.
Nice.
Like the 10 months baby, she can eat more spice than her. So then she started like trying to eat like some food, and then she actually likes it, so she's making food so we all three can eat the same.
Nice.
Like I'm okay like lowering the spice a little bit less, but if I'm cooking for myself,
You just load it
I'll
on.
load it and then she want to eat it. I'm like I just don't eat. I'm cooking for myself. When I ask her, you want to eat, she's like no. But later when I cook, she's like, maybe I want to try. I'm like, no, this is like
You're
not
like, you
good."
won't now.
You won't like this one. There's too
Yeah,
much.
but it's okay. I can wash the
Yeah.
chicken.
So when I cook meat,
Yeah.
that's what she does. Like when I cook something, she washes it like with water and then
Just
eats
rinses it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
funny.
kind of smart.
That is.
Dilute that chicken.
Yeah. Still tastes really good because the spice is inside the chicken.
It like goes
That's
inside,
true.
right?
That's right.
That's smart.
Kind of smart.
That's funny.
What's your guys' like like for you, Esther? What's your favorite food from Taiwan, and then for you, Rahul, what's your favorite one from India?
What's my favorite one? Pork belly. Did you know that?
Oh, pork belly.
Yeah.
Good.
That
Yeah.
one. And I forgot Taiwanese. And fried chicken. It's like there is a really big piece of fried chicken with deep fry inside, but it's not here at all. I cannot find it anywhere here.
Wow.
But you can eat it in Taiwan. So good.
Cool.
Then for you, Rahul.
biryani, like chicken
really
biryani.
good.
Yeah, it takes like maybe 4 hours to make it, but we can eat in 5 minutes.
Worth it, I hope, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's funny.
That's cool that your baby can take it more spice than Esther. That's
Yeah.
that's
She
really
eat
interesting.
biryani.
Yeah.
She could definitely eat more than me.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
really
funny.
sensitive to
And then
spice.
like sometimes if it's like spicy for my baby, she'll cry like for a second, but she still want it. She's
She'll
crying, but
still
she
eat it.
still want it. Like
She like cries as she's like shoving it in her
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Give me more.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Okay, on the topic of your kids, so you only have the one little girl right now,
Mhm.
but how do you, I guess, how have you and how are you kind of teaching your child and your future children your cultures and kind of implementing both of your cultures into their lives? And I guess how have you navigated that?
You say first.
Okay, I think it's my opinion, like if you are like somewhere else, it's like almost impossible to teach your kids the culture. You have to be in your home country for a while to show her like I will definitely take like my baby to my homeland and we'll live there like at least like for a while or maybe like longer if possible, because I want her to grow up like only in India, like in my opinion. Or if she's growing up in Taiwan, that's fine too. But like when I see myself like in India, grow up in India, my cultures, and like when I come to different Asian country, I mean like American or like foreign country, the culture is very different. You know, like the way you treat your parents, the way you have like your freedom, like, and the way
Where
you're
you
with your
date.
yeah, the way you date, and also
Mm.
the way you have feelings like for your siblings, like how close you are. It's very different, man. It's very like I can't give Maha that like staying in foreign country. I definitely have to take her and make like let her grow in like my country. And after when she's 18, once like I or like we feel like I feel like I taught her like enough, like then after it's up to her. Like if she choose not to obey those, it's up to her. I don't care. Like she's fine because I did like what I'm supposed to do. But I would regret it if I grow up in like some foreign country and like she is behaving not well in the future. It's completely my fault because I did not grow up like she did not grow up where I grew up, so I can't expect her to have like same
Mindset or
mindset
respect. Yeah.
or culture or like anything like the way I did.
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective. I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Esther?
Basically, I just speak Mandarin to her, so I don't care where I live. I just teach her what I know, and then live with her. So if she live in India, I will still speak Mandarin to her. If she live in America, I will still speak my own culture to her.
I love that so much. It's a really awesome approach, I think, and it's very balanced too. So do you guys plan on returning to India? Is that what you guys, if you want to do, or you're not really sure yet?
We are planning to return our own country.
Yeah. We want to live in each other's country for a while and see like which one
Experience
is good
both.
for like three of us. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And do you both speak your native languages to your daughter? Yeah.
No, he
Not
speak
I
English.
don't
He speak English.
Yeah.
I speak Mandarin, and I
'Cause-
tell him to speak his Telugu.
Because like my native language, it's not really good. I mean, even
It's
though
really good. It has history.
the language is good, but I'm not good at speaking it.
You're speaking. He's speaking
Mm.
Silvers.
Because my language is like too casual. Because I did not grow up with my parents. I grew up with my siblings.
Okay.
So the way you say like you is different
Oh, yeah.
to siblings,
to
and,
siblings
your
and parents.
Parents, right?
Yeah.
So my language is like too much
Oh.
casual. I don't want to teach her like that.
Improper.
You want her to
improper.
be able to be like
Oh, that's
respectful
true.
to people
Yeah.
older. Yeah, that makes
So-
sense.
And like, but there are some of my friends or like some people like who knows my language. What they speak is really good, like grammatical or like tense, like everything is so like high level.
That's
know,
funny.
So I'm like, if I teach like my language, she can still learn my language, but it's not really,
Yeah. No, I get that.
very different from like original.
She'll speak with her dad casually in your language. That's
So I might speak to her like later, but like now I'm like very comfortable speaking in English with her. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2 languages, that's already amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I want to learn Telugu, so when I went to Taiwan, I can be speaking secret language to him.
Yeah, you gotta teach your wife and your daughter.
I can speak, read, and write like Hindi as well. So I know like
Cool.
Nice.
I want to teach her Hindi more than like my language because
Yeah,
I just
that's
like Hindi. It's really the music and it's so good. Like
Mhm.
I just like it. The music from Hindi, I like it far better than like English or like other, like even like my native language. Like yeah.
That's cool.
Nice, that's nice. And then before we get into the next question, I was just thinking about this for you, Rahul, and we'll go to you, Esther, as well. What's your favorite part about your wife's culture? And then we'll ask Esther what's her favorite part about your culture.
Thing is like she don't have culture. I mean
Yeah, I don't really have
her.
deep culture.
Yeah, she don't. She's like from Taiwan. I cannot say she's from Chinese though. Like her grandparents are like
My
from
ancestor
China-
is from China,
but
but I don't.
the people from Taiwan or like any place, they don't like to be called like the other place like where they were from.
Right.
They want to be called like Taiwanese or like Hong Kong, not like some other country. So even though like she has like that, she is from there. She has the attributes. She has church culture. Like she's more open to like everything than like traditional. I think that's why we got like together well. If she has like really strong her cultural things, and if I have like strong my cultural things, it would have been like a little bit hard for us to adjust. But even though I grew up like in India, I do know, and I have like so much. I learned so much from friends like Hindus, Muslims. Like most of my classes, there are Hindus, Muslims, and like Sikh, and like so many other religions. So I learned a lot from them. But in church, like we learn some normal church culture, more
sure.
open to stuff compared to like the religion and other stuff. So we got together well because of that.
Cool, cool. And then for you, Esther, I mean, you said you're not the biggest fan of the food or the spice in the food, but do you have anything else you like about Rahul's Indian culture?
I think it's the film and music.
Or the Bollywood and Tollywood?
Yeah, both. Any kind of wood.
Any kind of way.
Because there are so many colors and language, and you can just see everything from their movie,
That's awesome.
and you can
cool.
listen again and again and again.
That artist in you.
Yeah.
Like artist.
Pure
Yeah.
entertainment.
Yeah,
Everything's
also
a musical number.
yeah, history and religion in their culture is really Asian.
Yeah.
You can just keep like reading their stories or learning from them, and their festivals. There's a lot of like story behind. I like that.
That's really cool.
So cool, so cool. And after that, so now we want to ask you, what do you think the biggest challenge of having an intercultural marriage is? Because of course there's many blessings, but what's been the biggest challenge you think?
What has been for us, or
Mhm.
what you think actually is for others?
For you specifically?
For us, maybe just food.
Food, yeah,
Food.
Food.
Just food is so hard
I
because
think beforehand food would be so big, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
food is because
Every day you need to deal with it.
Yeah,
We're
that's
Yeah,
bo-
true.
we're
no, you're
both-
That's a
right.
great point.
sorry, we're both two kinds of people. So she's
Just
She-
say you first.
okay. She eats to live, and I live to eat. So
Yeah. I
I'm
don't
like,
care what I
I'm
eat.
very
I just
picky.
eat.
She tried to give me like some food that's like maybe not good or that's maybe like old. I tell her like this is very old, She thinks I cannot find it like, and she tried to add something that maybe I don't like or like I tell her it's here. Like I'm very picky, cause like
You have to love every meal.
yeah, I grew up with my grandmother, so she feed us something. So if I had a meal, I would repeat it maybe after a month.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So I never eat the same thing, and we have like 4 meals a day. Like
Oh my goodness.
Dang.
That's one thing I've come to like learn about a lot of cultures at BYU-Hawaii, because I have the same meals every day.
Especially being in college,
That-
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially.
that's like I've seen like that. I have learned. We have learned that on our mission. Like when we see like American missionaries, they're just eating cereal and milk. I'm like, I would probably die. And even like the prisoners in India, they cannot eat like that. They
Are
have
you
like different
serious?
meals, like, and each meal
That's
has like
incredible.
five to six different varieties of food.
Oh
each
my
meal.
goodness.
Like
That's
one, like
awesome.
maybe the rice and like curry, yogurt, and like so many like something
Wow.
soupy, something like fried stuff.
Literally
all
eating
kind.
like kings. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's like our every meal, and like here to make one meal, like we don't even have like enough time. So
Yeah.
that's been like very challenging, like for me and her. Cause
Yeah.
for her, the good thing is she used to be good, like she used to be able to eat anything, but later like her taste is changed now. Like now she also wants like something tasty,
Yeah.
and her taste changed a lot because in India we never eat like sweet meat. We never put like sweet sauce or anything in meat. It never goes together. Sweet is always spicy and salty.
Wow.
But here when we see like some sweet
Orange
meat,
chicken is sweet.
Yeah,
or chicken,
yeah.
like that-
Sweet
like
pork, Kahlua pig.
yeah, all that is like for me in the beginning it's like no,
Like-
You're like,
I
what?
cannot even like taste it in
I
the
can't
cab.
imagine that.
But maybe one thing I like is cow bee meat. Yeah, I think that's good. That's the only
So good.
exception I'm
Yeah.
like.
Mm.
Wow. Okay, well, we have one last question for you guys. Is there any advice that you would give to other couples from different cultures that are maybe hesitant about entering into an intercultural relationship?
One advice I'll give is do you feel comfortable to be with this person? That is the most important question to all kind of marriage. Because if you're not comfortable, you're trying to be not yourself, then don't get into a marriage because it will
Yeah.
be just more uncomfortable.
You're real close with them, right?
Yeah.
And I would say some people are more afraid like about international marriage, not because just like both of them. They worried more about their families, how they're gonna get together, how they're gonna change. Like especially like from me, like from India, if I there are so many stereotypes, in countries. So when I'm dating Esther, when I post like my story, somebody's like
I have COVID.
yeah, it was not COVID. It was
Oh my
during COVID,
goodness.
right? 2020.
Yeah.
Somebody is like, "Oh, why you are dating her? They bring COVID to all of
Oh my
you dating
goodness.
Chinese." I'm
It's
like,
kind of funny though.
no, in India it's like
The
people
stereotypes,
so
yeah.
like so much stereotype like about
Yeah.
it. Like
Wow.
like if they see some Chinese, they stone them. So it's like it's really bad. But see, I have to be very like daring to do this.
Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing about our school too is like, and maybe that's something to know as well, is just like to be open to exploring other cultures and like people from other cultures and be friends with people, because I think a lot of the times at our school we have so many cultures and so many people from around the world here, but a lot of people still tend to stick with their groups, which is great, but like also like go outside of that and meet people because there's so much you can learn.
That is
Absolutely.
100% true, because I have told like so many single friends, like maybe my country too, they just stick together all the time. Some people, I'm like, bro, you just came to international university, you travel like so many seas, you want to know like new people. And in India, like if people find out like you're dating, they stop education for the girl and make her arrange marriage the next day.
Wow.
Or like the next
Wow.
like few weeks, her education, everything, all her freedom is cut, and she'll just be married. Her life is like over, and after marriage she has to do what like the husband says, like mostly. So if they find out dating, but here dating is like nobody cares, man. Like,
Everyone's saying go
It's a lot
date.
more
you don't have to
Yes.
be afraid about it.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna come like her brother is not gonna come and beat you up. Her father is not gonna send you and
Yeah.
people and like beat you up. You can go talk, and the people are nice too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I tell like many single people, but not just like from my country, but I've seen like many, they just stick to their own people because they're like too scared or
Well, it's
afraid.
comfortable, right?
Yeah, they're very
Yeah.
comfortable, but when you're in the comfort zone, you never grow. You always have to. So that's why, even like when I was dating, I think she's like first Asian girl. Like I even like talked and like close related. I've never like talked to people. When I came here, I was spending a time with a lot of my not Indian friends, but like Americans. Like the culture is a little bit close to what I was, because I'm familiar with their culture, like from movies and stuff. But like I'm not really familiar with I don't even know some country names, and like the people I have no idea. So I don't want to be disrespectful and like say whatever I want to them, because I could be saying something funny in my culture, it could be very bad for them.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that. With Americans, I understand, like, you know, they're more open, and I know their culture is like very different, so I'm okay to talk to them because I know that. But I was so scared to know other people. But yeah.
But look what it brought you. It brought you your wife.
And the more that you put yourself in those situations to learn about more cultures, the less scary it is, because you actually are learning about it, and you might have to learn the hard way. You know, you might say something like, okay, I now know, you know, but the more time you spend with people of different cultures, you come to learn about it. So, and
also like the babies, like people when we are dating or like engaged or something, people always say, like, when we went to go get our wedding rings or like engagement ring, whatever, they're like, oh, your babies are gonna be so cute. Like everybody is like, you know, so like that. Everybody, like, I think you have like good babies too when your race is like very far from each other.
Yeah.
Very far, like mixed race, like the babies, they're really fast, like in learning and stuff like that. We noticed, like, you know, baby too, because she was walking like towards her end of the 8th month.
Wow.
She was walking and she's like rolling everything way faster than we Google and check everything, right? Like what month, like what baby does, like rolling everything. She's doing like way faster, like everything.
Yeah, 8 months. That's
crazy.
Like, I've seen babies not walk till 13 months, 14 months. So
they're just lazy.
8 months. That's insane. She was
and
really
a smart little girl.
The close like you are to your blood group or something and you're married, maybe I think it's not good for the kids, you know.
Interesting.
If you're like cousins, something like that, very close, I heard. I'm not sure, but I know like the far away you are, like your race, like when you're married, it's good for the babies.
That's awesome.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and I think with what everyone said, because BYU-Hawaii is this place of learning and understanding culture and trying to just become better and more aware of everything. And I think for so long in our history, we've all lived so separately around the world because of communication and distance. And people, you know, were a little suspicious, so they weren't sure about intercultural relationships. But we're at this time now where those things can and should be encouraged. And I think, Rahul, you and Esther, you know, you're an example to other intercultural couples. And I'm sure a lot of them, anyone who listens to this is really going to appreciate it. Because you're showing that, you know, we're not so different that we need to be so separate, right?
Absolutely.
You know, there is room for us to learn and grow and to, you know, look beyond our own culture. And I think that's really beautiful.
Thanks for sharing your guys'
thanks so much for joining us.
Everything,
Thank you guys for inviting us.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
But we will see you all next time. This is the Alaka'i, the podcast. Mahalo.